Hello and welcome. This is Trebor 7, and we're going to continue our psychic empowerment series with part 5, how to decalcify the pineal gland. Now, this topic has been beat to death on YouTube. There's hundreds of thousands of videos out there with all kinds of advice ranging from binary beats to magic beads. And there's a lot of good advice out there as well with supplements and whatnot. But I'm going to cut right to the chase and give you the home run hitter right off the bat. The key to decalcifying your pineal gland is distilled water, and you have to drink a lot of it. For example, if you weigh 100 pounds or more, you need to drink 1 to 2 gallons of distilled water every day for as long as it takes. And how long it takes depends greatly on your diet. If you keep consuming, processed foods, tap water, spring water, anything that contains unnatural inorganic minerals, it's going to slow down the process. It's going to be a never-ending battle. But if you clean up your diet just a little bit and drink lots of distilled water, it won't take that long. I mean, we're talking, weeks, maybe months at the most. And you'll notice a big difference and be like a veil is lifted and your intuition is sparked and your imagination and abilities to just perform psychic abilities naturally, without even trying, will start to manifest naturally. Anyway, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but the pineal gland has a lot of mysticism around it. I've always kind of avoided talking about the third eye or the inner eye, but basically it's easier to think of them as a gland. The pineal gland is like an organ, and what has happened through our consumption of inorganic minerals, they're starting to form like a crust around them, and it calcifies the glands. And the glands are all part of our chakra system. So when one is compromised, they are all somewhat compromised. But the pineal gland is one of the most important ones because it does a lot of things, but it secretes melatonin and DMT and other important things that will help us, become more than just physical human. They kind of tap us into our intuition or spiritual side, if you will. And there's a term I've seen on Wikipedia and other places called brain sand. And basically what they're referring to are these aggregates, these pieces of minerals that have stuck to the sides of the pineal gland. And what we have to do is break this up. And I think, I'll touch on some of the diet changes and the supplements and stuff in a minute. But the main thing is this distilled water and the properties. Well, first let me give credit to Andrew Norton Weber, who's the creator of a website, AquariusTheWaterBearer.com. And he's got a lot of great PDFs and things from doctors and testimonies from patients that have been healed just by cleaning up their diet a little bit and drinking lots and lots of distilled water. But one of the analogy he uses that really stuck with me is the magnetic properties of water. Now, when you take tap water, it already has inorganic minerals in it. Fluoride and chlorine, to name a couple. But basically what that means is the magnetic properties of that water are already being used. You know how you can take a magnet and pick up a bunch of nails, but after you pick up so many, it won't pick up any more. So that's kind of the way tap water is, or anything that contains minerals, like a mineral water. It's already full. It's already magnetically drained, so it becomes still. Whereas distilled water is just the opposite. It has no inorganic minerals in it. So it's very magnetic and it's very fast moving. And that's what will pull out these inorganic minerals and help you decalcify your pineal gland. So that's the broad strokes of it. Please check out, Andrew's website and videos to get more information. But that's basically what we're talking about here, You can decalcify your pineal gland simply by drinking lots of distilled water, and it'll do remarkable things for your body as well. So if you can afford it, please invest in a nice high-quality water distiller, and if you can, go ahead and buy store-bought. All right, but on top of this, as you'll find if you go searching this topic on YouTube, your diet can make a huge difference. But not only your diet, but we have to consider that we're bathing in fluoride and stuff. So if you can afford reverse osmosis, that's great. If not, you can just reduce the amount of time you bathe. If you clean up your diet, you'll notice you don't have to bathe every day. So you can reduce your fluoride intake in half simply by showering or bathing every other day. And then in regards to diet, we just want to avoid, the processed foods and even taking vitamins and supplements that contain inorganic minerals. Vitamins that aren't derived from a natural source aren't helping you, they're hurting you. So in some cases, you'd be better off just to stop taking your daily supplements and just eating more live raw food. And not just because live raw food contains chi and it's healthier for you and everything, but because it contains naturally distilled and restructured water. So go for the heavy water fruits and vegetables like your cucumbers and your watermelons and whatnot. That'll help out a bunch. And in regard to supplements, now anytime I refer to supplements, I'm talking about supplements derived from a natural source, like either from a food or seaweed or what have you. But the number one source in this situation or supplement would be iodine. And I usually take 2 to 3 drops every day in 2 ounces of water. And then you want to take like either a spirulina or a chlorella. And then magnesium. Magnesium is responsible for helping our body perform hundreds of tasks every day. So that's a no-brainer anyway. But in this situation, I'm referring to its ability to absorb inorganic calcium, which is a huge part of what's clogging up our pineal gland. And then, of course, turmeric's always a good thing to take. And apple cider vinegar, that works wonders for breaking that stuff up. I take 2 tablespoons of that every day. And, of course, ormus as well. But I would wait for the ormus until after you've kind of got the bulk of the stuff out of there, because the ormus will also stimulate your pineal gland, which we don't really want to start using it until we get it cleaned up. So I would use that a little bit later in the game. Now, another thing that you'll find a lot of people recommend, and I suspect it does help too, sun gazing. And not just sun gazing, but just exposure to sunlight in general is good stimulation for the pineal gland. So quit wearing sunglasses if possible and get on a sun gazing regimen, particularly the morning sun. I think the morning sun is more of a healing energy, whereas the setting sun is more of a psychic or spiritual type of energy. So and also sun gazing will help you get on a natural sleep cycle, which is part of the function of the pineal gland, and kind of get you in the right rhythm and get your pineal gland functioning on a regular basis. So if you get up when the sun rises and sleep when the sun sets, that will help your pineal gland do its job. And also, anytime we're trying to, heal something or make some type of transformation or manifestation, we always want to use the power of our imagination. And one thing I found that helped me was to find a picture of a healthy pineal gland and a calcified pineal gland, and help visualize, breaking that stuff up and creating a fresh, new, clean pineal gland. So that might be something to consider. And then I also recommend writing and repeating your intentions daily. And anytime you have idle thoughts or idle time, just visualize pouring white energy into your pineal gland and repeating your intentions. And all these things are great, but the most important thing is the distilled water. So I guess that's pretty much it on this portion of the pineal gland. I might get on some subtopics like how to test or stimulate or things that I've done to exercise my pineal gland in future videos. But if you have any suggestions, feel free to put them in the comments below, and perhaps we'll address those in future episodes. All right, and I'm going to leave you with a rather disturbing phone message I got from Randy the other night, and see what you guys think about it. So I'm talking about deleting channels that promote telekinesis or something that's not true, or I don't know. I'll just let you hear the message, but it's pretty disturbing. All right, appreciate you guys watching. This is Trebor 7. Good day. God bless, and namaste.
Well, hello, Trebor Savon, Mr. Too Busy to Take My Phone Call. Here's Randy. I just got back from that goat roping convention down there in Tallahassee, and Billy Bobby told me something that made me happier than possums eating pizza. They're getting ready to shut YouTube channels like yours down. All them channels that ain't telling the truth, talking about telekinesis and all that crazy stuff, they're shutting them down. YouTube invented this here thing called the AI bot. I think the AI stands for Amazing Inspector or something like that. Anyway, it's state-of-the-art stuff, buddy. Fully automated, fail-proof, digital lie detector with built-in YouTube channel deleter, baby. They done shut down that Mark Mauvais feller, just shot him down. He's gone and forgotten. You can't be it. This thing's, it's a robot like thing, and it just, like he said, sneaks into the internet on some backdoor blockchain doohickey thing. It's super high tech, runs on Bitcoin or something, he said. You can't beat it. And you better stop talking about pineal glands and psychic powers and all that new age horse feathers nonsense. This amazing inspector bot's gonna find you, buddy, and gonna shut you down quicker than you can say lickety split. And I'll be happier than a tick on a fat dog when he does too, mister. Anyway, that's it. I know you're probably sitting there listening to all this right now, you big chicken. Anyway, bye. Hope you have a bad day.